Welcome back to Everyday English 15. I'm your host, Noah.
And I'm Ellie. We're so glad you're here. Today, we are diving into a super important topic, the top 10 English mistakes that beginners make almost every day.
That's right. And please don't feel bad if you make these mistakes. Honestly, everyone does at some point. The goal of this episode is to help you recognize them, understand why they're mistakes, and give you the correct way to say them.
Exactly. It's all about building confidence. So, are you ready to get started? Let's kick things off with mistake number 10.
Okay, number 10 is using the word very with strong adjectives. Strong adjectives are words that already have a strong meaning, like huge, fantastic, or awful. For example, huge already means very big.
So, when you say something is very huge, it sounds a bit unnatural to a native speaker. It's like saying very, very big. Instead of very, you can use words like absolutely or really, or often the strong adjective is powerful enough on its own.
Exactly. So instead of saying the movie was very fantastic, you should say the movie was fantastic or the movie was absolutely fantastic. Let's try that. Repeat after me. The movie was absolutely fantastic.
Great! Here's another one. Don't say I am very exhausted, just say I am exhausted or I am completely exhausted. Let's practice. Repeat, I am completely exhausted.
And one more. How about the word awful? You wouldn't say the weather is very awful. Instead, you could say the weather is truly awful. Let's try that. Repeat, the weather is truly awful. Perfect. That little change will make your English sound much more natural. Okay, moving on to number 9, confusing do and make. This one's tough because there isn't always a clear rule.
It really is, but there's a general guideline that can help. We usually use make when we are creating or producing something that wasn't there before. For example, you make a cake, you make a promise, you make a noise.
Right, and we use do for tasks, jobs, or activities that don't produce a physical object. For instance, you do your homework, you do the dishes, or you do business.
So a common mistake is saying I have to make my homework. The correct way is I have to do my homework. Let's hear you say it. Repeat, I have to do my homework.
Good. Another common one is about decisions. We don't do a decision, we make one. So instead of we need to do a decision, say we need to make a decision. Your turn. Repeat, we need to make a decision.
Excellent work. Honestly, with do and make, the best way is to memorize the common phrases called collocations. Okay, on to number 8. This one is about spelling and pronunciation. Advice versus advise.
A classic. The difference is simple. Advice, spelled with a C, is a noun. It's a suggestion or recommendation you give someone. It has a soft S sound at the end, like ice. For example, can you give me some advice?
And advise, spelled with an S, is the verb. It's the action of giving the suggestion. The N sounds like a Z, like eyes. For example, I advise you to study for the test.
So remember, C for the noun, S for the verb. Let's practice the noun first. Repeat after me. He gave me good advice.
Now the verb. Listen to the Z sound. Repeat. Can you advise me on this problem?
You're doing great. Let's keep the momentum going with number 7. This is a mistake that can completely change the meaning of your sentence, confusing adjectives ending in ed and ing, like bored and boring.
This is such a big one. The rule is actually quite simple. Adjectives ending in ed describe a feeling or an emotion. It tells you how a person feels. So if you say, I am bored, it means you feel the emotion of boredom.
But adjectives ending in ing describe the thing that causes the feeling. So if you say the class is boring, it means the class is causing you to feel bored. If you say I am boring, you're saying you are a person who makes other people feel bored.
And we know that's not true. So let's practice. If a movie is not good, you feel bored. Repeat after me. This movie is boring, so I am bored.
Excellent. It's the same for words like interested and interesting. The book causes the feeling, so this book is interesting. You have the feeling, so I am interested in this interesting book. Try it. I am interested in this interesting book.
Wonderful. Hey, and since you're clearly interested in learning English with us, if you're finding this episode helpful, please take a moment to subscribe to Everyday English 15 on whatever platform you're using. It helps us a lot and ensures you won't miss our future lessons.
Thanks, Ellie. Okay, we're at number 6, and this one is about subject-verb agreement. The mistake is saying things like, everybody are happy. Even though everybody seems like a plural word, it's actually singular.
That's a tricky one. Words like everybody, everyone, somebody, someone, anybody, anyone, nobody, and no one are all singular. They need a singular verb like is or has.
So the correct sentence is, everybody is happy. Let's try it out. Repeat. Everybody is happy.
Another example, don't say everyone have problems. Say everyone has problems. Your turn to repeat. Everyone has problems.
Great job. Now for number 5, which is about our senses. Confusing hear and listen. They both relate to sound, but they're not the same.
That's right. Hear is passive. It's the physical ability to perceive sound. It happens without you trying. For example, if a car horn beeps outside, you hear it. You didn't try to. It just happened. Did you hear that noise?
But listen is active. It means you are paying attention to a sound. It's a choice. You listen to music. You listen to a podcast. You listen to a friend. A key clue is that listen is very often followed by the word to.
So you wouldn't say, I'm hearing music. You'd say, I'm listening to music. Let's practice that one. Repeat. I'm listening to music.
Good. And for the other word, you might ask a question like this. Repeat. Can you hear me okay?
Perfect. We are flying through these. We are up to number 4, and it's another pair of confusing words, for and since. Both are used to talk about time, but in different ways.
This is a really common point of confusion. The rule is this. We use for with a period of time. For example, 5 minutes, 2 weeks, 3 years. It tells you about the duration of something.
And we use since with a specific point in time in the past. For example, 9 a.m., last Tuesday, or 2018. It tells you the starting point of an action that continues to the present.
So if you started your job in 2020, you would say, I have worked here since 2020. You wouldn't say, I have worked here for 2020. If you want to use for, you have to calculate the duration. I have worked here for 4 years.
Let's practice with for. Maybe you're at the store. Repeat the sentence. I have been waiting for 20 minutes.
Nicely done. Now let's try since. Imagine you have a new pet. My dog Mookie has been part of my family since last year. Let's try a similar sentence. Repeat. I have had my cat since I was a child.
Oh, I've had my cat Tinkerbell since she was a tiny kitten. Okay, we've arrived at our top 3. Number 3 is a grammar mistake that even native speakers sometimes get wrong, saying me and my friends when it should be my friends and I.
This is all about subject and object pronouns. Here's a super easy trick to get it right every time. Just take the other person out of the sentence and see if it still makes sense.
Exactly. For example, in the sentence, me and my friends went shopping. If you remove my friends, you're left with me went shopping. That sounds wrong, right? You would say, I went shopping.
So you know that I is the correct pronoun, and it's polite to put the other person first. So the correct sentence is, my friends and I went shopping. Let's practice that one. Repeat. My friends and I went shopping.
It works the other way too. Consider the sentence, she gave the books to my sister and I. If you remove my sister, you get she gave the books to I. Again, that sounds wrong. You'd say she gave the books to me.
So in this case, me is correct. The sentence should be, she gave the books to my sister and me. Let's try that one. Repeat. She gave the books to my sister and me.
That little trick is a lifesaver. Okay, mistake number 2. This is what we call a double comparative. For example, saying more better or more faster.
Yes, the words better, faster, stronger, bigger are already comparative adjectives. They already mean more good, more fast, and so on. Adding another more is redundant.
So instead of saying, my new phone is more better than my old one, you simply say, my new phone is better than my old one. It's cleaner and more correct. Let's practice. Repeat. My new phone is better than my old one.
Exactly. For longer adjectives, we do use more. For example, this trip is more exciting than the last one. But for those short common adjectives, just add er. Let's try another one. Not this car is more fast, but this car is faster. Your turn. Repeat. This car is faster.
Brilliant. Okay, Noah, are you ready for the number one most common mistake we hear from English beginners?
I am ready. Let's hear it.
The number one mistake is saying, I am agree.
Yes, this is absolutely number one. It's an easy mistake to make. Learners often think agree is an adjective, like happy or sad. You can say, I am happy, so it feels logical to say, I am agree.
But agree is a verb. It's an action word, just like run or eat or think. You wouldn't say, I am run or I am think. You just say, I run or I think. It's the same with agree.
So the correct way to say it is simply, I agree. Or if you want to show you don't agree, I disagree.
Let's practice the most important one. When someone says something you share an opinion on, you say, repeat after me. I agree.
And if you want to agree completely, you could say, I totally agree. Let's try that. Repeat. I totally agree.
And that is it, our top 10 list of everyday English mistakes. We covered a lot today, from strong adjectives to subject pronouns to the verb agree.
We really did. And again, we want to emphasize that making mistakes is a normal and necessary part of learning. I make mistakes when I try to speak other languages all the time. The important thing is to learn from them and keep practicing.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to speak. Just keep these little tips in mind as you do. We hope this episode was helpful for you.
Thank you so much for
Tuning
tuning
in to Everyday
English 15.
We'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.